different keys. In this case, and you heard the little intro there, it switched keys kind of in the middle. So we're going to solo, kind of do the same format here, but in two different keys. So we're in the key of E minor starting out, then we switch to the key of B minor. And I'll explain this as we go through this. Of course, I'll throw up the tabs for you as well. By the way, if you're part of the Jason Stallworth Guitar Academy, thank you. But you know you have the tabs and the backing tracks to download. I give you the backing track, you know, in this case with the lead part, but also one without, so that you can, you can jam on your own and make up your own solos, which is what I encourage you to do. And when you play in different keys, you can get really creative. We'll talk more about that, more about different keys in our guitar chat at the end. Let's get to this lesson though. So we're in standard tuning, of course, and here's the rhythm. I want to show you the rhythm to that first part, okay? We're in the key of E minor. All right, pretty simple rhythm, you know, E power chord, D, and then a C. So this is the lead that we're playing along with that. And again, I'll throw up the tabs. Let's go through the notes real quick, and then I'll put the tabs up as we play along, okay? Okay, very simple. And for the sake of this lesson, just to keep things simple, I'm just repeating that. I'm just playing that 2 times. Again, I'll throw the tabs up shortly. But basically what we're doing is we're starting out on the B string, 12th fret, then we go to the 13th fret, then we're going to head over to the G string, 12th fret. We've got a cool little bend that we do on the 11th fret. And then we've got just a few little notes here in between the A and the D strings, kind of chop it up a little bit. So in any case, let's go through that. Let me just go ahead and throw up the tabs to that part here. Of course, once you learn this, I'm going to want you to to expand on it, add your own notes. But in any case, let's throw the tabs up. Okay, again, pretty simple. We're not getting overly complex in this. We're just coming up with a cool melody, which, you know, I always tell you that a great guitar solo doesn't always have to be overly complex. I always say this, some of the most memorable guitar solos aren't. They just have a melody that you remember that just kind of gets stuck in your head. Now, of course, I love the fancy stuff. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't, because you guys hear me, you know, play fast stuff all the time. I've been playing a lot of really just heavy and kind of some obscure metal riffs lately. More to come on that, you know, stuff like... Just a little intermission there. Sorry, didn't mean to get off track. Yeah, more to come on that. But in any case, so back to the lesson. We're just playing a very simple melody. I'm just playing that twice. And again, that's going to those 3 chords in the key of E minor, E power chord, D, then a C. Here's where things get interesting. We're just going to play the exact same thing that we played, but just in a different place on the fretboard. This is how I want you to think about key changes as well. And this is a cool thing to consider when you're writing your own music, right? Is you can take what you're playing and just place it somewhere else, play the same thing. So in this case, we're changing keys from E minor to B minor. So our rhythm goes from this to this. Okay, so one note here. Well, that's more than one note. Bad pun. One note here, though. So if we're going from the E power chord, okay, the key of E minor, and then our next part when we change keys is going to be B minor. So the easiest way to figure this out is like, okay, well, I want to play that same solo part, to fit that B minor key. So I would just simply count down, how many steps or how many frets or whatever from that E power chord to the B power chord. So if I'm playing here, so that's the easiest way. That's the simplest way to do that. Just count how many frets down from that note where you have to start. So if the power chord goes from here, then the lead note, if it starts here, count down. When it changes keys, it's going to start here. And that's pretty much it. There are some other ways to figure that out. Like if you're deep into music theory, and I'll just briefly box this in. We're actually playing that B note, which is the fifth note of the power chord, of the E power chord, right? So if we know we're starting there, and if we go to a B power chord, well, we know the fifth note of that power chord is an F sharp. So you would know, okay, well, if you know your notes on the fretboard, okay, F sharp, okay, an octave higher. Got it. Anyway, I just wanted to package that very, very quickly for those of you who are theory buffs. You guys know I am not. I don't discourage it now. I don't discourage learning theory and getting deeper into that at all. I actually teach some of that. I've added a bit of that in my latest course, Lead Guitar Apprentice. More to come on that. In any case, though, so we're just replicating that lick. So instead of playing it here, we're just going to play that exact same pattern here. Okay, that's it. So we're still on the B string, and you can just kind of take the structure of what we played earlier in the key of E minor and just move that entire structure there. So without going over all that, let's just throw up the tabs. I'll play this part as well, okay? Alright, it is time for our usual guitar chat at the end of the lesson here, but if you do not have my free practice guide, Metal Riffs and Licks, get it. It's right there. Grab a copy of that. Actually, you probably can't grab the screen. There's a link in the description of this video. Now, if you have my practice guide, then check out my Guitar Academy. I have a complete online Guitar Academy. I actually just released a new course called Lead Guitar Apprentice. If you're in the Academy, well, you got that. And of course, again, like I mentioned earlier, my Academy members get the tabs and the backing tracks to all of my lessons, my YouTube lessons that I do on here. So you've got those if you're in the Academy. Make sure you download those. I'd love to hear what you guys come up with that. Of course, you get access to all my courses, the new course and everything else. So anyway, just click the links below in the description. Check that out. Get my free stuff first, though. If you don't know who I am, this is your first video you've watched, hey, watch some more of my YouTube videos. Make sure that I'm a right fit for you. My style doesn't work for everyone, and that's okay. But take advantage of all the free stuff I have out there, my free practice guide. But again, if not, if you like the videos, hey, you'll probably love the Guitar Academy, the Jason Stallworth Guitar Academy. Get in. All right, so we talked about key changes. This is one of my favorite songwriting strategies ever. I love it when songs change keys. And one great example, if you listen to Alice Cooper's Poison, not the band Poison. Well, you can listen to the band Poison because they have some cool stuff. But the song Poison by Alice Cooper. man, that song has like 4 key changes, 3 or 4 key changes in the chorus, and it just sounds just like wickedly cool. Now, of course, I like a lot of music by like symphonic metal bands. Like I love Nightwish. There are key changes all over the place. And then if you dig into some of the more obscure metal, especially like some of the darker metal, the black metal and just, pure death metal, they're changing stuff all over the place. But my point is, whenever you have a key change, it changes where you're going to play the lead at. Now, I'm not one to say that there are right and wrong notes. My suggestion to you is always trust your ears as you're playing along with different rhythms. Trust your ears and just trust that, hey, it sounds great. Okay, let's keep it. Or, you know what? Let me just be honest with myself. It doesn't sound so great. Well, that's the beauty of practicing. That's the beauty of jamming along to backing tracks. You can say, hey, okay, that's cool. I'm going to keep that. Or, we're going to cut that one. That note sucked. We're going to move on to something else. And this is just part of the growth process, right? And I don't think that process ever stops. I think the best of the best still will try different things and mess up, so to speak, only to find, okay, well, that didn't work. Let me go with something else. So I think that jamming along with songs that have a lot of key changes in them and tracks like what we have here, jamming along with key changes really stretches you because we get comfortable playing in the same place. Like, okay, I'm in E minor, standard tuning, great. So we're in the same spot on the fretboard playing our leads. But when you change keys, well, that changes everything for you, right? So that's why I wanted to start out with just a real simple lesson like this with just some simple licks. If you guys want more content like this, where we have some more obscure rhythms to not only learn the riffs, but also play some leads along with, if you like some more of this obscure stuff, I know this was pretty basic, let me know in the comments. Guys, I hope this lesson helped you. Leave me any questions down below. And again, if you like this kind of thing, hey, let me know. We can pull out some wicked sounding riffs and play some wicked leads to go along with it and talk about how all that ties together. So let me know in the comments. Guys, as always, keep it metal and keep playing music. Oh, and don't forget to check out the links. Get the free practice guide. If you already have that and you like the way I present stuff here, then do join the Jason Stallworth Guitar Academy. I think you'll love it. Guys, I'll see you next time. Keep it metal and keep playing music.